What's going on YouTube? This is your boy AshTheMan. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're going to be talking about the Rising of the Shield Hero, episode 19. Now, Nafume and Misayasu, which Misayasu is the spear hero, is still in the crisis of the Pope and his followers trying to eradicate the four heroes and the current royalty of the kingdom. Now, there's a lot that happened between the four heroes and the current royalty of the kingdom. So eradicating them and getting four new heroes is something that the Pope is trying to do. Kind of sounds familiar with the Queen of Felonius, in which she was saying almost the exact same thing, but yet not having any conspiracies and trenches behind this. Now, it seems like their backs against wall, especially with the attack and everything that happened in the last episode 18. But in the course of that, when it seems like they're really on the last with Ren, the sword hero, and Isuki, the bow hero, appeared, being able to defend off, an attack and being able to join the other heroes and the combatants of the Pope. Now, in the course of this, they figure out that Nafume basically was being set up and that a lot of things transpired against him, which framed him as a hero. Now, in the course of this, with them acknowledging that, Nafume pretty much, kind of like spilled everything on the table, which he did before. How the sword hero took down the dragon, how the vines, which the spear hero let out, in the course of him, let others influence his, reasons as a hero, and then Isuki, which he tried to play a hero to the land, which he eradicated the government, but at the same time, it left the whole white village in poverty. Now, through all of this, Nafume had to clean up on it and pretty much making the lands pretty much good at a certain point in which they could prosper. Now, also with everything that happened, it kind of made the church realize, look, these four heroes are more harm than good, because the way that they frame the sheer hero make him look like a devil, which they call him the devil of the shield. The way that the spear hero, sword hero, and the bow hero backgrounds kind of faded. So the Pope really pretty much took it upon himself to influence God to being able to eradicate these four heroes, and also the royalty of the kingdom, because the way that they influence the peoples or whatever, especially when you're thinking about these waves that's supposed to be, getting stronger with every time. So, but the sword hero and the bow hero kind of explains the way that they escaped, which was near death. So it was kind of good that they didn't just waste them two off. It wouldn't make any sense just to have two heroes with all these waves, just wouldn't seem possible. But after they went over their issues and everything like that, they actually came to a grounds to where they agreed to work together for this one time. Now, this could be a start on something that we've been needed to see, that these heroes need to be on the same page. Because again, with information that came about in the last episode, there's a total of four nations. Not just this one kingdom, but four nations that they have to defend in separate areas, and they have to all be on the same page. That means that they need to work the best, figure out hey, look, maybe this area will be suited for the shield hero, maybe switch by some way, I'm not sure. But to being able to defend four nations at once, they definitely need all the peoples they can need, and the sword here and the heroes need to be on the same page. Now, what all that explains, it pretty much leaves off the episode again where all the heroes was working together. Now, with this being said, there's some good possibilities and there is some bad possibilities. Now, this means the good possibilities that the heroes is going to be working together from now on, which it kind of paves way for more more of a team effort from now on, more of them communicating, being on their relationships together, which is not bad. Is going into character development at that point. And also it could pave way for the queen to step in, kind of being more fair amongst them. The only bad to that is that you won't have that sort of conflict that stirs up the story. When you're telling a story and you don't want a story to be so narrow, a straight line, you always want some bumps, some walls that the main protagonists have to get over, even supporting characters, to being able to write on a good ass story. But with this particular thing that seems is going to happen, it's going to kind of like, you know, go more narrow than going off a little bit. Which, yeah, it could be a bad thing. But let's still look on a positive sense of this. It can, like, with the heroes being on one foot, it could open up to new characters being introduced, new villains, and things like that, to where we can actually have more of a story with it, just like us as being focused on these characters. They can introduce a whole like different ways of it, because the four heroes doesn't have to be the four heroes. It's just, I don't think it's just that black and white. The four heroes come to stop the waves and that's it, black and white. I don't think it's that. I think it's more to that, and then we're going to be able to get more stuff to being able to go on, and the more content you bring to us, the more that we're going to like it. And we don't need a narrow story. We need the best possible way. But I think they will, because in this way we didn't think that the Pope went in. We know that the church has some involvement, but for the Pope to take a stand like that, it's like, yo, nice job. Thank you for kind of like stirring things up more for us. So overall, this is a good episode with some floating ideas around, which is like why we waiting. It makes us think a little bit like harder, kind of like poking at our brains a little bit, waiting to see what the next episode is going to be like. I mean, honestly, if you had to do a rating for the show, I mean, I'll probably give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely good job. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's great. They did most of the things that they wanted to do, and sometimes you have to kind of like take an episode like this, throw a few things in there to keep the mind wondering, and then the next episode blow them out the water. I think that's going to happen. It's going to be a very action episode, and I refuse to take anything less than that next episode. If it's anything less than that, it's going to be a bummer, but I think it's going to be great. So again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in about this review, especially with episode 19. Episode 19 is going to be for 20. Hopefully we can keep this bandwagon going with the Shield Hero. So okay, so still going to be streaming Days Gone. That is still going to be that, and then after Days Gone is going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm going to kind of like take a turn back, because there's a mountain of games I want to do, and we gotta knock them all out. So again, AshTheMan, please subscribe to the channel, like, leave a comment. Definitely I respond. We can talk about it all. Again, AshTheMan here, and I'm out. Peace.